Tip number 19 from the book 501 Contractor Tips. And again, I'm just trying to promote my book here. If you're in the construction business, a contractor, someone who wants to become a contractor, this book could be of grave importance to you in the future. I mean, let's face it, all you need is a few of the tips in this book to change your business or to increase your profits, and you will have scored big time. Okay, tip number 19 is the right vehicle. If you have a small car, it's going to be difficult to carry 5 sheets of plywood and 10 2x4s to your next job. That is a gimme. If you're in the remodeling business, you probably will need a truck or to at least have the materials delivered to the job site. Now, if you are going to drive a vehicle that cannot carry a lot of stuff, you will need to pay or plan on paying for additional delivery fees. But this could also work out to your benefit too. But that's later on in the book, I believe. Make sure you select the right vehicle for your type of construction business. Don't limit your selections to trucks and vans. Some contractors are starting to use other types of vehicles that can hold more equipment or building materials. You're seeing this a lot in the plumbing business, and you have been for quite some time. They require a lot of parts and a lot of tools, and their vehicles are adjusted accordingly. If you're let's just say you're doing skylight remodeling or repairs, then you might need 20 tools and enough room for a couple of 2x4s, a sheet of drywall, and your skylights. So it really is, you need to take in consideration what type of vehicle you're going to need for your type of business. This is what you do not want to be doing, and this is why the vehicle is important. If you're at someone's home working on it and you need to drive down to your local home improvement center or lumber yard and pick up one part and then drive back to the job, you've just defeated the purpose. You are losing money. If you had a large vehicle and you could store these parts and extra tools in that vehicle, then you wouldn't need to waste any time during the day going and picking parts up when you could probably be taking on other jobs. So that is a biggie. Next up on the list, and this could work either way, is kind of an old beat-up vehicle versus a brand new vehicle. If you have an old beat-up vehicle, some people will feel sorry for you. And I knew a guy who made a lot of money this way. He drove an old Pinto, and he was a plumber. And he made a lot of money off of people feeling sorry for him. You know, he's just barely getting by when he was actually making a heck of a lot of money. And he dressed accordingly too, but mind you. You can't, the two can't go hand in hand. You got to kind of dress, some torn shirts, maybe some scuffed up shoes, and, you can't really look good, pull up in an old car. That's probably not going to work as well. Now the same thing, the opposite. If you have a new vehicle, people will think you're making a lot of money and you're going to be charging them a lot of money. This could also work to your advantage or disadvantage. Some people would rather have someone in a nice car because this also provides them with the illusion that you know what you're doing. You're making enough money to drive a nice vehicle, and you are probably going to get the job done in a timely manner, and it looks more professional. So it creates an illusion that you're actually a better contractor. Again, I'm searching for the right word. You're more of a professional than someone who's driving an old beat up piece of crap. So, but again, that could work in either way. I've known people who have done both and done quite well at that. Now, for me, I usually like to have a vehicle that was middle of the road, not something that was on its last 2 legs, and definitely not something new. As a matter of fact, the first new vehicle I bought, I was 40 years old. So That'll give you an idea of how long I drove cars. I drove a certain vehicle to give my customers a certain illusion, you know, that I wasn't poor, but at the same time I wasn't well off and needed their work. So just you know, thought I'd throw that out there because it is something that a lot of people don't think about. It's just like dressing nice. You know, you can dress nice and this produces a certain illusion. You can drive a nicer vehicle. This produces a certain illusion. So, and sometimes these illusions that you produce will affect your bottom line. So, and again, it could be a trial and error thing. You know, another quick story. I know I'm in almost 6 minutes, but I actually knew a guy who was really wealthy, who would dress really nice, and he had a nice Mercedes-Benz when he had to meet with a certain type of person. And he also had an old station wagon, and he would dress like a homeless person. And actually, I got caught up in this, and I remember my dad asking him one day who this person was, and he told me he was the same person that pulled up in the other car. And once I knew about it, I paid attention and watched, and he did. And whatever reason he did, you know, whatever reason he had, it obviously worked well for him, because we were working on his house, and this house was a multi-million-dollar home. So take that to the bank with you. If it works, keep doing it. If it doesn't, get rid of it.